Okay, we got another song to break down, and here we're breaking down the chords for Ragnar the Red, popular song off Skyrim. You know the game Skyrim, and I'm going to explain that to you, but it is a fantasy game. Haha, I am dressed kind of in a fantasy attire. So, I'm playing it on the Jack model. The Jack model, I've got tuned the key of G. It's one of my shorter ones. It's got the single string setup, so 3 single strings. Yours might have a double string. Yours might be tuned to D, but that's okay. All the chords are going to be the same. Anyway, we're going to speak of them in the key of D. It's how most dulcimers are set up to the key of D. But those aren't going to be the exact chords I play. Doesn't really matter. But we're going to get into that. Okay, breaking down Ragnar the Red. Now, if we take Ragnar the Red and compare it to our big chart of keys and chords, it doesn't fit nicely and neatly into anything. And maybe you've heard the song, you've heard this before in there, but there is a key change right in the middle. You'll have that key change. And you don't have to have a good ear. We can kind of look at the song and analyze it. So if you look up the chords for it on a popular chords site, you notice a lot of these chords fit nicely into the key of D, but not so nicely because we've got stuff in there like an F sharp major, and we've got a E major, and in key of D those would normally be minor. Now it also looks like it could fit in the key of G, except in the key of G our F sharp is diminished, and that's a little bit more out there, so I'm going to say it's in the key of D, except for that middle section where we've got a C chord, an F chord, and a minor chord, and that's going to put us in the key of C in that section. Now, there's a way we can do that, even though our instrument is only playing in one key most of the time. But let's start out by playing the whole thing in the same key. Now, it's got that key change in there like Rainbow Connection and like My Girl, but what we're going to do is we're just going to take the section that's in another key and keep it in the key it was already in. That way we don't have to worry about key changes. So, we're going to take the section that's in the key of C, that middle section, we're just going to raise each of those note values up by 1, or those chord values up by 1, because the difference between C and D is one letter. C becomes a D, the A minor becomes a B minor. You get the idea. And we can play the song all the way through that way. Now, each chord is going to occupy 1 bar, more or less, except at the end. So I'll just strum 2 times, because this is in 6/8 time. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 is kind of the count we're giving it. Or you can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to strum on 1 and I'm going to strum on 4. I won't get that technical with the strumming aspect of it, but let's go ahead and play the songs. And this is just going to be the chords, and we're going to keep all those chords in the same key this go around. Here's a more advanced way of playing it, and we're really just doing this with the chords. So I'm not doing this if we're playing the melody along with it because it's a little trickier in this section, but we are taking our song and we're moving it from the key of D to the key of A, and here's why we're doing that. We've got this major scale. Our dulcimer is set up to major scale, and on that major scale we've got A up here next to G, and both those are major chords, and we can kind of get major chording or major scale chording around those two positions. If we were to keep it in D and try to go to C, we couldn't do it because we don't have a C natural. We would have a C sharp below D. But here we've got that nice jump, the same distance between the key of D and C, but is going to be between A and G. So we're going to transpose the first section to the key of A. We're going to transpose that middle section, that key change, to the key of C, or sorry, from C to G, and back to A for the second D section. So we're just shifting everything up. We're shifting all those chords up from D and C up to A and G. Now, thing that isn't going to work so well is the C chord that we're going to need when we switch to the transposing to G, because I don't have a C chord on here. Not a great one, but I have one that'll work for what we need it to do, and that's going to look like this. It's going to be 3 on the bass string, 4 on the middle string, and 3 on the high string. This is a dyad. This is actually going to be the notes E. This would be the notes like E and G in our C chord without the C. So we don't have the C, but we have the other two notes, and we're going to use those and make those work. Anyway, that's enough theory talk. Here's what it's going to be with the key change. We're just shifting it up the fretboard. Hopefully that helped you at least learn the chords of the song. If not, maybe helped you understand some of the music theory behind what we just did too. If you like my videos, be sure to like and subscribe to all the channels, pages, all that stuff. Leave comments down below. You know how it goes. All right, I'll see you next time.